How's it going, everyone? If you know me, I'm still new at this, and I like to get together with people in our community that have stories of overcoming, achievement, personal well-being, because I find so much inspiration in these stories. I am hoping that you find a similar type of feedback that somehow just takes you another percentage notch up. So today we're talking to Tiffany Davis, and she has really interesting story. And usually when I meet someone, I'm not really big on social media, but I do have an Instagram, and every few days I will go on it. And what I noticed about you when I see your reels, you're really open about your story of sobriety.
Yeah, I'm getting there. This is gonna be my first time.
You seem to post, and this is a theme that I see.
Yeah, I'm trying.
But what does that mean you're trying? You're trying what?
I'm trying to open up more, to share more, because I know that my small successes along the way, my trips and falls, ultimately sharing the information could help somebody, and that's the most rewarding part of being sober myself. So, who knows?
Who knows what? What do you think can happen? What do you imagine happening in your story?
I think it's valuable because it could inspire someone to make.
Do you have a bigger plan to access a broader community?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think the impact that we all put into the world, that good energy, is contagious, and I really feel like my story could inspire others to make just a small change, and it could,
How did it start? What happened? What is your sobriety story?
Okay, well, first off, I wanna say, Jamie, thank you so much for having me. When you meet someone, you don't know what that means or what that looks like, but you know that good people are putting good things into the world, and that's attractive, and that's the type of community I think I want to help be involved in and help others to see the bigger picture of life.
I think there's, in a time that people seem to be lost, which they are, and there's a whole philosophy behind it, it's one of the great pleasures that we've lost.
For sure.
Giving back and sharing in community.
Absolutely.
And we derive a lot of value added quality. As a matter of fact, it's one of the details of these blue zones where people typically live beyond 100.
Oh, I love that stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So keep going.
Okay.
So your sobriety story, how did you fall into this pit?
Yes.
And what did it take to climb out? What was that moment? So the beginning and the pivotal moment.
Oof, I just got chills. Okay, let's see. Well, starting out, number one, I have an addictive personality. That is part of my genetics. It is part of my family history. And so no matter what it is, I can like it. There's a chance I'm gonna like it, and there's a chance I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability, good or bad. So unfortunately, drugs and alcohol, they are a part of my life.
In a social way?
In a social way, absolutely. It's just how we were raised and how we grew up partying and always wanting to be adults. Oh yeah, 90s, 2000s, and now
it's on the decline now.
Yes, and it's music to my ears. It's finally on the decline.
Yeah.
So that is the beauty of it finally. But there are so many people, my generation that have, just that's how you grew up. Your parents didn't care really. We're in some field drinking booze.
Yeah, there are funny stories about it.
Yeah, but just binge drinking and so it's always just a part of my life. Yeah. And I didn't really know how to function. I mean, I was just doing it because that's what you did.
Did you find yourself being irresponsible or hurting others?
Always. Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And I was taking risky chances, making bad decisions. I shouldn't have done a ton of things. And of course, it never leads to nothing. Ever good comes from it. So I got very, very lucky that nothing did. To be honest, So let me continue with. So I started my own company. I always wanted to. I have an MBA, so I went to UCF, got an MBA, and I knew I would do something with it at some point. And so I was always good at styling people, helping them with their closets and what looks good on them. And so this has always just been a natural gift for me, and it was my way of expression. So I kind of married the two, and started this big styling business, which I was buying and selling women's clothing, wholesale, and then having these fabulous parties, pop-up shops. They were just starting. So I would schlep all these clothes and do fashion shows and, sell women's clothing and have private parties. So along with that is, sip-in shops, and always there's alcohol involved in kind of that atmosphere. And parties and, Prosecco's flowing. And so it was a perfect kind of,
It would be easy. It's an easy slope to slide down.
Easy slope.
Interesting.
And that's just, with the alcohol side. But I had been always prescribed by doctors medications. Now looking back, they were really harmful to me. Adderall, Klonopin, because I was running so hard. I needed, everybody at that time had ADD. So I was prescribed Adderall for, and just that was natural and normal to me. And then I had to go to sleep. So now I'm taking Klonopin, and that's a benzodiazepam. Those are meds that helps, wind you down, brings your anxiety down. Because I was told my whole life, you have anxiety as well as attention deficit disorder. I was constantly being diagnosed with things, but then when
labels being put on you, and you just accept it. There's nothing I can do about it.
Correct.
I hate it when I meet these people.
Yes, that's
There's
me.
nothing I can do about it. I'm sorry, that breathwork stuff is nonsense. I just want to take this pill.
To be honest, Jamie, we did not know about breath work, regulating your nervous system.
Exactly.
I had never heard of these terms.
Yes.
Box breathing, like what? Like I have never heard of controlling my own emotions and feelings, or really understanding my body and feelings.
Yes.
No,
the
never.
brain talking to the body in so many ways.
No.
Yes.
So these drugs help you to escape and help you numb.
It numbs. Yes.
It numbs.
Yes.
And that's a part of when you don't know any other things, and we don't have these tools. I didn't know these tools were accessible in my own body and in my own brain.
Well, it's becoming. I think it was Wim Hof that kind of flipped that switch, and all of a sudden, breath work and ice bath, and then other people have their, Uberman has his approach to breath work, and then Goggins or whoever else, and so you can take these, and then Dr. Gabrielle Lyons, I'm sure, has her contribution to breath work. And
well, at this time, all I knew was like yoga, and yoga was just becoming it was kind of mainstream, but there was nothing really beyond that the mainstream, or that just your everyday.
Yoga's where I really got my development from. The first time I went to a yoga class, first of all, my approach to yoga was, what are they doing for an hour in there?
Yeah, right.
And then you start doing it.
And is it just, are we just stretching? Is that what it is?
Well, first of all, the hour's over and you're disappointed because it's not longer.
True.
And you're telling yourself, for some time you'll tell yourself, that's exactly what I needed, as if there was some magic in it, but you needed anything that would have got you on that mat. Whatever it was going to release something. Yes. And the first time I did an hour class, I was at the Body Electric, and the room's clearing out, and I'm still sitting there, like analyzing, feeling what just happened.
That's right.
And I never, from the first class, I never expected that feeling. And then over time, as I began, my big thing was my breath work influence was more into waking up my core to support my spine, which is what I teach.
Yes.
And then I did a Wim Hof workshop, which included the hypertropic, hyperventilation, and out of body experience, whatever these people talk about. And then ice bath. It was like a 3-hour workshop. And the instructor, one of the things he said was, the most powerful modality I can teach you is conscious breath. And so I started describing, whenever I'm taking somebody through breath work, this is why you'll hear a yogi say, a yoga teacher, start with your breath no matter where it is. Just analyze it. And as you're analyzing it, you focus on the exhales and you slow things down. And it's the opposite of anxiety breathing, and it's that simple. It finds calm and soothing. And I tell people all the time, when you hang up the phone from the idiot that you didn't want to talk to in the first place, and you go, this is a cue. It's your body's telling you, do that a few more times.
And calm the fuck down.
Yes. And then go to the email or whatever is next. Right.
Definitely.
And, but again, we don't have this connection with our body. Even the food numbs us.
Everything.
The idea that when you fast for 2 and 3 days, for 24 hours is not a big deal, but once you get into 2 and 3 days, when you eat, and first of all, it should be the most nutritionally dense food, that you can consume, and you'll consume a small amount and you'll wait a while and before you eat a larger meal. But you're still not eating a crazy 2,000 calorie meal or anything like that. You can, I am a big proponent of a Shavasana style of self-analyzation after your workouts, whatever it is, where you can feel. It used to be to allow the rest of the tension to reside. After all the contortions and the breath work, you're getting rid of the last bit of tension. It's the anticlimax.
Interesting.
Of the class. Now I teach to feel where the new blood flow is. What did you wake up? What are you, and start a communication with the body in this way. But the communication with the emotions and overcoming, this is impressive that, so you go through this, what dark things were there?
Oh, it got dark. It got dark. It got dark. So, after many years, this isn't something that, drug use, you just don't wake up one day and you say, oh, I think I'm gonna choose to be an addict. You don't.
And these were prescribed medications.
Prescribed, but then, you're already in this spiral of taking medications that you really don't probably need to be on.
Yeah, no, you're just listening to what you think is an authority.
Right,
right.
Exactly.
Right.
But then you mix that with an addictive personality and, your other outside influences of the world and the situation that I was creating, my own business. I am the shit. I am doing well. I am successful. I am building everything that was my dream and I'm good at, and people are, having fun, and it's a fun time. However, it's always fun until it's not.
Yeah. And,
I threw out the, partying was fun. Going to raves, festivals, I used to call it, that was just all part of my lifestyle.
So did you just come to an conclusion that I just don't want to live like this? Like what was your...
No, I kept getting myself in toxic relationships. I was always in toxic relationships, searching for something,
that you thought you needed outside of you.
I needed outside of myself.
Right.
And I truly didn't know any better. But, I fell into some harder drugs. I liked to party, so there was pills, ecstasy, coke, when I find something I like, I'm going to do it. and it's fun. And so that all became part of my lifestyle. And I'm having my own business, so I'm having fun and throwing parties. And so it was all an era of my life, my, I guess, party girl era. And then it became too much. I came relying on it. My body started to need that to fuel. So you take Adderall and more stimulants, and you're constantly running on. I was at 1,000 at all times, and I was up all night.
If you were at 1,000 then, what are you now?
Oh my God.
Because I see you high energy.
I know, and that's crazy. I know. I was so high that almost like it relaxed me. It's crazy how my brain chemistry was so effed up. I was so high. I was so functioning high and effed up all the time that I don't know how I'm still here. I should be dead or I should be in jail, no matter what, because nobody has any business to do. Kids, don't do what I was doing. Okay? You have no business doing anything, but drugs are fun. And unfortunately, I was hiding I don't think I was hiding it well at some point, because those years got darker and darker for me. And I knew that something was going to happen. The other shoe was going to drop at some point. I knew something.
It became a liability too great to carry.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I knew that it was just a matter of time. And that scared me. That really scared me in my core. And unfortunately, I got in a situation. I was a victim of sexual assault. And
you believe that this condition of your mind frame,
I think, it
helped facilitate something?
Yes, it was the straw that broke the camel's back, that made me evaluate, I would not have put myself in this situation. I would not be involved with this risky behavior if it wasn't for this environment of this spiral of a world I'm in that I've created. I created this chaos. I'm living in chaos. I have no peace. I have no joy. I'm making poor decisions. I'm hanging out with the wrong people. There has got to be more to life. There has to be more.
What was the first step that led to this other interesting thing about you is that you are a boxing teacher.
Yes, I was.
So you went from this point now.
Yeah.
How did you go to this point? And what was the first step? The thing that you stepped out and said.
Yeah, okay. So I think number one, in 2019, so we are almost at 7 years. I am clean from stimulants. So yes, that's
congratulations.
Thank you. So that's April 5th. I celebrate these anniversaries because I truly would not be here. But I had money saved up. I had money saved, and I took myself to rehab. And it was the best thing I did for myself, because I knew I didn't have the tools. I did not have any techniques. Somebody had to tell me what to do. And I couldn't do it alone. I tried moving across the country to Arizona, to try to, maybe if I change locations, get out of this.
Start clean.
Oh no, you can find a way. Your addiction will find a way. And so I said, I'm going to rehab. I did the research. It was the best choice. And I just asked for help, and I said, all right, I can't do this anymore. And it was the best decision I ever made, because it was 30 days to where I could learn coping skills and how to help myself and how to be, good to myself. I've never been good to myself. I've been abusing my body and my mind for so long, whether it was alcohol and high school parties or college, drinking, back then, that was all just normal. And clubs and festivals and ragers and benders. Like, I've done it all. I've been there. I've had all the fun. And now I was like, God, there is something else. There has to be more to life. And I don't know if I deserve it, but I need to find out what the rest of my life looks like or could look like, and what is my real potential. And I'll never know if I don't get my fucking ass clean and sober.
You know, I have to tell you that through my experience, I would say something that gives me drive is curious about potential.
Right.
Having a curiosity
Yes.
about what can you do.
What is it?
Right.
What is the possibility?
Yes.
You have to have hope, and I never had hope.
Yes.
And I remember, the therapists and things would say, like, what's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? I said, I never had a plan besides tomorrow, because I really did not think I'd be alive. I didn't know if I'd wake up from a heart attack.
You had these thoughts.
I had these thoughts.
You're kidding me.
I had these thoughts, and I did not know. I was like, I should not be here. So why am I here?
If you had all the faith,
yes,
in the authorities to give you all this stuff, did you not have faith that all this was like? I meet people that they don't look at the downside of what it's doing to their body. Like, I can't take ibuprofen anymore because I had to take it for so much for pain that I overdid it, that my body doesn't do well.
I thought my body was shot. I lost everything. When you get clean and sober, by the way, your body is changing so much. You are starving for those receptors to be met, those needs to be met. So the first 2 years are like crazy. Your body and brain are trying to connect and talk to each other.
2 years.
2 years, what they call, I've done so much studies and research, because this was my life, recovery. And the first 2 years they called PAWS, PAWS, post-acute withdrawal symptoms.
Mm.
Those 2 years, those post-acute withdrawal, is everything from you want to eat everything, you are gaining weight, you are dysregulated, your emotions are all over, you're crying, you're depressed, you're searching, you're hungry.
This is for drugs in general?
Drugs, alcohol, it really can be anything. Your brain has been so wired to love these drugs, love these alcohol, love alcohol, whatever it is, food, any of our vices, rewiring the brain again and helping those little neurons reconnect and say, oh, feed me, but in healthy ways, in nourishing ways, is so important. So you've got to constantly you have to move your body. You have to breathe.
So this resets homeostasis of your epinephrine, endorphins, your all these things.
Dopamine.
But it's the dopamine and the
absolutely.
Serotonin.
Yes.
Are the two big ones that have to be in some type of alignment. And when one gets out of whack, then there's this discombobulation and misalignment with chemicals. And another thing that I try to, I've found myself trying to explain to somebody recently for some time, is the environment is so important. If you walk into the Bucks game, to the stadium, and if you walk into mass, at church, the spaces, to the ambience, the lighting, all of these things, characteristics, will put your chemicals in your body in a different place. Just like I can lie you on this floor now, and I can tell you in like a shavasana, and take you through a meditation where you're laying in a meadow, in a beautiful green field, and it's springtime, and there's beautiful shoots of flowers coming up with soft spring leaves and beautiful yellow daisy like blossoms with butterflies and other pollinators, bees and little wasps dancing across. You can even see them as
I'm relaxing right now.
As you look across the meadow, you can see how they dance across the different flowers. Or I can tell you that you're lying on the ground and a tiger is eating your intestines out of you while you're living.
That sounds horrible.
And just in the time I said those words,
Yeah.
you felt different.
Yeah.
When there's no flowers
Right.
and there's no tiger,
Right.
your chemistry can completely change
Yeah.
based on this.
Yeah.
Based on the nutrition and your input values.
What you're feeding.
Exactly.
Yes.
The people you're around.
Yeah. Everything.
Your community.
Absolutely.
The chemistry of the nutrition of what you're eating, the quality of the air that you're actually breathing it and getting out and making the lungs work. All of these types, just the drugs you get from using the muscle and connecting to the muscle. It's all a stacked set of wins that create
Absolutely.
this
The stacking of the wins is all those little steps that help to build success and to build a good healthy pattern and to create new healthy patterns for yourself.
right.
And so unfortunately what happens, well, how I did that, I did yoga for every day 30 days. When I got done, I said I got to do something, and I had never done yoga. Like, again, this was 2019, wasn't too big, you know.
Not even poolside after mimosa at the trade winds.
Right. And you know, it's just like
that was actually the first yoga I did.
Really?
Was after like
That's
the mimosa
fun.
at the trade winds with, you know, Barbara, the hottest 50-something you've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But it's nothing like, you know, going to the PE or whatever. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. So you did a 30-day yoga.
I did. I said, I don't know what all these yogis like, but I need to get my mind and my body connected. So I was doing aerial yoga at this studio. You know, I was doing everything just to have somewhere to go. I was going to meetings, so I was going to NA meetings. I think it's important. You need to have a community of other people who are just like, what the fuck? What are we doing? It doesn't matter. You show up and you have somewhere to go, and people that are in the same boat as you, good or bad.
Right.
You know, you are at this point in recovery, you are just stripped of everything. You're so vulnerable.
You're a canvas that needs something splattered back on it.
Exactly. So, you know, I was doing everything I could. Well, I knew then in this time, I gained a good 20, 30 pounds. I had packed it on because my body, after doing below, you know, for so long, I was rail thin. I wasn't eating correctly. I had no nutritional value. Like, I never had a vitamin, you know? So my body was starving for healthiness, and I knew nothing of it. So I gained all this weight. That's natural in the pause, post-acute withdrawal symptoms. You know, your body is just inflamed and crying for help.
Yeah.
And you don't know how to take care of yourself, and you don't know how to self-soothe without drugs or alcohol. So you're just, I don't know how to numb. You can't numb. So, you know, unfortunately I had a little trip up. I was 6 months in and of clean, you know, sober. And then I had a glass of champagne to celebrate, which is crazy, to celebrate my 6 month sobriety, because my toxic, you know, boyfriend said, you know, but alcohol really wasn't your problem, you know? And I was like, you're right, alcohol really wasn't. And I took that sip, and, you know, one glass a month down the road turns into a bottle again. It's a slow burn. And unfortunately,
maybe you had to prove this to yourself.
I had to prove it.
Yes.
I had to prove it.
Yeah.
And that is what is called cross addiction. So what happens is you know, I didn't last. I have to admit my failures and my falls, and that's part of the journey. But you think, oh yeah, that really wasn't, alcohol really never was my problem. You know, I can be a social drinker, maybe, you know. And I told myself that. But then that builds and builds and builds. So I always tell people, please watch yourself. What you think, oh, this isn't a big deal. I can just drink socially, or I can have a couple, maybe I can have, do shrooms or what, who cares, socially. Even food could be addictive. The gym, anything can be addictive.
Yeah.
So just watch yourself in those, and listen to your intuition. Listen to that voice. So anyways.
And that's the big thing you walk away from the trip of.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
And so I started drinking then way more because now I'm still trying to self-soothe and I don't have and I screwed up. So I then kept drinking and I kept drinking. And so that's when 2013, actually tomorrow, Jamie, is my 3-year dead ass clean and sober anniversary.
Whoa.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am raw dog in life. Okay? Raw dog in life. And I am okay to say that. There is not a medicine in my body. There's not a prescription in my body.
I'm the same.
It is a beautiful
I
thing.
could take creatine and magnesium.
Yeah, for sure. Anything, your vitamins and supplements, those are all, that's fine. And,
But I don't believe in that. I think...
What do you believe?
I believe in getting your nutrition the old-fashioned way. That you know that your collagen is going to come from the bone broth. That you know your magnesium is going to come from your kale and your nuts and your spinach and you have an idea of what the food. I don't even think you need to know all foods. You just need to kind of analyze what you like, and you create a system that kind of covers all bases. I don't think too many people eat so broadly unless they're going out to eat. But as long as you're feeding yourself, you kind of have the same routines, habits, and rituals. Just put that into a nutritionally dense formula of some sort, and that's your baseline. And then you have your holidays. One of the problems nowadays is we've convinced ourselves that we always have to be grazing. Of course, this is an economy that's telling us who we should be and everything. And in all reality, from a human timeline perspective, we've never lived like this.
Right.
Just constantly grazing. We never had strawberries in June.
No.
Unless you lived in an area that accommodated
it.
But where we live, you have them in winter. And so this mass production of food, and then the idea that it's literally engineered to not make you feel satiated and full, and so you consume and consume and consume, and next thing you know, the family size bag of Doritos is gone, and you're on the 3rd season of Gunsmoke or whatever. We live this life of comfort. We're convinced that this is how humans should live, in this comfortable
and just
whatever.
consuming things, external anything.
Our literal existence has boiled down to, we get money from this rich person to give to that rich person. We're just a conduit. And we've totally lost connection with being just a human being without all the programming, and you need those shoes, and then you get caught up in the fashion and
the outside, your external, everything that's on, and you don't look inward to soothe yourself or to be validated or to feel worthy or to get what you need.
Well, I think it's the first step to self-development is self-awareness.
Totally.
So it's a deeper level of self-awareness is what you're striving for.
Yeah.
And what it actually leads to is your wisdom. It's a evolutionary path. It's in yoga, you would start with Kundalini, and then Samadhi is the highest level of consciousness.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
So you're never there.
I'm never there. I don't know. I'm not gonna be there.
Well, you have glimmers and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody's ever my life's at 9 and when I'm with my
No.
wife and kids, it's great.
Right.
And it doesn't exist.
I think our bodies in these times are just searching for answers and to feel good and to get instant gratification or satisfaction or whatever it is. And I've really done so much work on myself, because when you strip yourself of all of those things that feel good and you say, who am I? Like, who am I as a person? I didn't even know myself. I never did, because it was just part of my lifestyle.
And this goes back to that, what are you capable of doing? Question.
Exactly.
It provides so much fulfillment.
Yes.
To say, like, I could care less about running a 5K. I don't need a medal or a ceremony or a group of 200 other people that are doing it. Nothing. I can go over there to the park and I can go through whatever I've got to do to run 5K. And during that process, you'll learn so much about yourself. Now, if you need that, the community, whatever, I just find I do so many things by myself.
Yeah.
And self-exploration.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I would not get the same out of it if I was meeting, my friend Roger to go running, or whatever. It's that time alone, and then the nature part. I want to be outside when I do things, and I want this self-reflection. I don't like to listen to music. I like to pay attention to what's going on, get in that meditative state. And so I try to carry awareness. We're losing peripheral vision, so I kind of practice that at that point in time. And I try to carry awareness of what's happening behind me, because I think this is an important skill set that we lose touch with, especially for women. If you can start to become aware of your surroundings, you can be overall safer.
Absolutely.
And it was something that samurai practiced. And so, which was part of my journey, the jiu-jitsu and the studying of samurai and all this stuff. But I don't want to get too far off. This led up to you becoming, again, this interesting thing that I brought up we haven't got to yet. You're a boxing coach.
Yeah. Oh, I used to be. I have.
You quit from last week to this
I
week.
know. That's funny. That's very funny. I know, that's funny. I think when your body, when I was going through so much, gaining so much weight, and I was miserable, and I didn't feel good about myself, and I'm like, okay, I've got to have better choices and do better. I always have been in boxing for fitness, always. And so I broke a kid's nose. I broke a kid's nose when I was in 8th grade. I love you, Mark Smith. I love you. We're still.
She loves you, Mark.
I do. I didn't mean to do it, but I did, though. I actually did mean to do it. He called me the B word in middle school and in 8th grade at school, and I just left hook, clocked him, and shattered his nose in 24 places. Blood everywhere.
And you had never punched anything in your life?
Never, no. But
not even a punching bag?
No.
Okay.
Nothing. Right. And so everybody's screaming, Tyson, and I am like, oh my God. So he had to get reconstructive surgery. His nose looks beautiful now. But my parents, they were like, well, looks like you need an outlet. And which I did. And so I didn't know how to, even as a child, ever control my emotions or angers or feelings. So that's why the heavy bag, throughout my life has been a friend.
Yes, a therapy.
A nice heavy friend.
Yes.
And I really do enjoy just getting lost in beating the shit out of something. It feels great. I don't know how to describe it. I have no other way to describe the endorphins and the release of my anger or emotions. And I just, it's just always been my little sanctuary and happy place. So throughout my life, that's what I've had, that my only reliant, and I'm always safe there. So when I got clean and sober, I used that old love that I had to say, where can I just go all the way and help others? Because then I can get out of my own mind and help others build their self-confidence, help them, obviously relieve stress. The benefits of boxing fitness: stress relief, mood, controlling your emotions, breathing.
There's a certain amount of confidence
You
that
have
I find. There's all types of things.
Absolutely. Yeah. It helps ignite this, whatever is quiet or you need at that point. That is what I found, that solace in it. So, I became a coach for the Mayweather brand. I was trained by their corporate and everything. It was wonderful. And I just all the way in knew that I had to do this for myself, but also for my sobriety. Yeah. It was so helpful. But then I could inspire others and teach them a phenomenal sport that's amazing, and just let people have fun, and dance and just beat stuff up and have somewhere to go and build a friendly community of just vulnerable souls that want a great workout and to build friendship. And that is at the core of what I want to help put out in the world. And it's helped me to you just let it, you let it go and you glove up, and it is just beautiful. So I get chills like how much it helped me. And then when I get to help others, just it is very, very important, valuable in recovery or just in life. So
if you're not continuing to be a coach, what are you filling that void with? It's impossible. You don't have an idea of how you're going to help people.
I know. I've turned, my old company was Tad of Style, because that is my initials, Tiffany Davis. So it was always Tad of Style. I've turned that now into Tad of Lifestyle. So I have my
Are you
business.
A life coach?
I am getting there. But right now I am helping others in whatever capacity make those small steps and in their lives. And that's what it might be, just small changes in the way they think, what they're doing in their daily lives. If they're interested in sobriety, what are the ways?
It's sobriety oriented.
Yes, absolutely. I mean,
Okay.
I think there's so many people out there that are searching for answers about what is my potential. And I think at a certain age, we all ask ourselves, what is our purpose? What is our passion? What's this next phase for me? And maybe alcohol isn't serving them anymore, but we don't know where to turn. So I am looking at I look at more like a recovery advocate, helping people, give them resources, show them what works, what doesn't work, maybe inspire someone, through a podcast, in conversation and community. I haven't quite figured that out, so I still help people. I do styling. I still help people. That's my gift. I still train people, in boxing fitness, and I'm working with starting up an outdoor boxing, club to help community and people be active. I just want to be helping to inspire others, and it's beautiful. It's an absolutely beautiful time to share, because now I'm ready. Like it's hard to say, but I think sometimes you have to help yourself, before you have to make sure what they say, like your life, mask is on and you have your oxygen. You have to be fulfilled and okay first. And so I'm excited about what I can put out now and what this next chapter looks like for me, so I don't know, but I know I'm on the right path, and I know I'm really happy. I never knew I could be so happy. And I've been doing, I've created I used to do speaking seminars on Dress for Success. I did that all over the country, helping people, students and corporations build confidence through dressing. So I've taken that and changed it to where
a sober, curious model.
Yes, and it's called Building a Better You, because we want to build strong bodies and minds.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's in self-confidence in anything. So it could be sobriety, health and wellness, fitness, whatever that looks like, whatever, giving some
I
tools.
love this idea.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
I love this idea.
So I've already spoken, before, and, just how to put your best foot forward, asking for help, saying, hey, like, what's everybody doing? Like, I want, how can I change? If you want to change, that's great. One small step, then, like we said, small wins.
Yeah.
Builds that
This
confidence.
is what I tell people. Yes, exactly. You have to confidence does not come from a thought.
No.
Confidence comes from action.
No.
And like your confidence just skyrocketed when you broke Mark's nose.
Hey.
But
Right. It's so bad.
But yes, you have to have that. But there was another detail that's eluding me right now, and
that's okay.
But anyway,
that confidence, like, you're not born with confidence, and drugs, alcohol, all of that it fostered a confidence. When I was high as a kite, I had the most confidence. It was. So now when you are stripped and you're raw and vulnerable, it is a beautiful thing, but you're like, I don't have any confidence. How am I gonna, and that self-doubt or that ego, whatever that might be, gets in the way. And so I just want to support others, inspire others, that anything you can do to better yourself, taking care of yourself. Any self-care is one win, one step in building one brick.
It just builds character. The solution that nobody wants to hear to this seeking comfort is doing hard things.
Right.
Because when you do hard things, that's when you ask somebody who runs marathons, for example, at what mile did you do the toolbox check? That self-analyzation. Right. And they'll tell you, oh, that was mile 17. Oh, that was here, that was then. And they'll tell you a story about it even maybe. But yeah, that you when you do hard things, when you survive the ice bath, because everybody can, but they don't think they can.
Right.
And once you do it with them, and you see their again, you learn. This is when you build character. Is when you're doing hard things.
Yeah. Character
that you do not find binge watching, gun smoke,
right,
and making trips to the refrigerator.
Yeah.
There's nothing comes out of that.
Yeah.
And it's why, like, the low testosterone conversation that's been going on, as young men, even adult men, why does their body need testosterone? There's nothing about them that's a man.
Right.
And so the body, this chemistry, gets out of balance.
Whack.
But if you got out, and if you're doing breath work, if you're doing some boxing or training, or you go with the run club,
movement,
or you go to your yoga,
yes, connecting your breath with your body.
Yeah. This
the
all
benefits
changes.
Are endless. Our potential is endless, and we don't think about it because sometimes we're just drowning and we don't know how to get out of our own way. And exploring, and I'm very, very grateful. I'm grateful I'm even here to talk about it because, I was lost, absolutely lost. And I am so grateful that now health and wellness and self-care, places like Vitality, are available and to people to experience salt therapy, the compression boots, PEMF,
Yeah.
So, all the things, sauna, red light therapy, anything that is tapping in to a quiet place in our minds and our bodies is what we need. That quiet space to say, holy shit, I'm here. I'm proud of you, bitch, for doing all this work. And then when you're proud of yourself, there is no better feeling. I don't care. I never was proud of myself. I have an MBA. I could give two shits. Sorry, I curse a lot.
I don't think YouTube cares.
Okay. I don't know. I've never been on YouTube. So, I don't care. But this sobriety makes me extremely proud because I don't know how I survived. And I just was in fight or flight 24/7. My nervous system never regulated. I was at a 1,000.
Well,
or I was crashed.
That's what they're living through a time where there's so much stimulation, whether it's your
phones.
Experience. Exactly.
Oh, the
Bravo.
phones.
Bravo. And so we live in this sympathetic state. And I tell people, nobody spirals into control.
Right, totally.
You have to practice the parasympathetic mindset, or it doesn't happen on accident.
Right.
It's just not going to show up one day.
Right. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't.
Exactly.
And taking away those, outside influences, drugs or alcohol or anything. It doesn't matter what it is, good or bad.
Right.
Any of those influences, I don't care if it's porn, smoking, vaping, you take it. I mean, anything is giving you an escape.
Mm.
And it's a beautiful thing that I'm still learning. I don't know. I close my eyes, I try to meditate. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go, let's try. I mean, I'm working on it. It's a journey, but I know whatever problems come in my life now, whatever shit comes my way, because something else is going to happen, everything's going to happen. I know that at least I'm clean and sober.
Mm.
And I have every tool I need in my toolbox at my disposal, that I am safe to make sound decisions now. Instead of living recklessly, dangerously, going for shitty men. Like, I know I can trust myself, and that I'm gonna be okay. So that's a beautiful, beautiful place. So I don't have anything figured out. I don't know what the next chapter in my life looks like. I am just so grateful that I have this chance at today.
And you're just moving forward with the energy.
I'm just
you're flowing.
I am flowing, baby.
We talked about this.
I am flowing. I don't know what is going to happen in my life. I don't know, if I can inspire others, and you don't know who you can connect with. You never know what this next step is, but you know that good things will start because you're putting now positive energy out into the world and building on that. And that is part of building a better you. And so, you don't have to be dead ass clean and sober like me. Like, I have to do this because I've learned the hard way. If I have an addictive personality, which I do, I know that I will like anything too much. Yeah. So I have to just now be super aware of the choices I make. But I know life is beautiful, life is good, people are good, our bodies are built phenomenally, and
they're not living to their potential like they did in other generations. And that's what's lacking. We're just our attention is diluted into frivolous things that are consumer oriented. And again, if you think about it from a primitive being, we walked for distances. Every single season, we lived by these rhythms, and that rhythm. You said chaos in the beginning. Oh yeah, total. And I'll talk whenever I talk about breath work, and we'll fix your meditation problem. It's very simple.
Great.
When you learn conscious breathing, it's the first step to bringing rhythm. And you can take somebody literally with Parkinson's disease that's literally shaking out of control, and you can breathe them into a calm rhythm, and their body eases. Yeah. And I've seen it too many times. I've done it. I have a video of a guy I just posted with Huntington's, which is similar to Parkinson's. It's showing this exact same thing. And doctors don't talk about this stuff. This connection to ourself, and it's so fundamental, and it goes to a primitive place, a primitive existence, and this rhythm brings order to chaos, all the way to our breath. This is why we live by a seasonal cycle, or a lunar cycle, or now we live by paycheck to paycheck cycle. We're totally discombobulated. Yes,
It's
completely. And we don't see things in terms of weeks or months or years ahead of time, that like your 5-year plan or
Yeah.
your 10 plan necessarily.
So true. Yeah.
But it's rather, or even see by centuries and generations, and the importance of generational information being passed down. We're disconnected from each other in this way today. We don't have the grandparents there,
Right.
and instructing the grandchildren,
Right.
you know, and showing them how to whittle a stick with a knife that you shouldn't be playing with, but mom's over around the corner, and you know what I mean. All this little, the community that happens within each individual, and one of the things that I see a problem with is, and we spoke about it before, is young men and how everybody is lost. And when it comes to these young men, because we're not doing what men do, we're not jumping off of horses and wrestling cattle, or clearing land, or building a home for our family, or farming, or whatever. And so we're discombobulated and don't know how to act. And at the same time, you have women that are thriving, and guys are pussies.
Yeah.
And they're not. These roles are like
Right.
not communicating any longer
Right.
effectively, and it's a huge problem. And so at first I thought about a retreat location just for men, and then I thought, in order to reach a broader community, create a warrior mindset men's group that if I find a board of directors and put the right team together, hopefully like an international presence. But because I think other countries don't need it as much as ours. And we've essentially lost these rites of passage and what it means to be a man, even if it's, swimming across the river where the crocodiles are, killing a water buffalo, and making your first throwing spear, or whatever. That means you're a man. We don't even have that much instruction.
Right.
And we don't have good role models.
Correct.
And we have the family structure that's broken down,
Right.
that's not passing this information. How to just not be rude.
You used the term warrior. What does that mean? You want to build some warriors? What is that?
There is something lost in this today's society and culture.
Mm-hmm.
So we're Vikings, we're in feudal Japan, we're in a Spartan culture, whatever, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But we're both warriors. And maybe we're from two different villages that are beside each other. Or maybe we have walked into your city or whatever, but two warriors together. As they talk to each other, they know what they could do one to another.
Right.
There's respect.
Absolutely.
There's kids running around out here who doesn't know, like you say, about themselves, doesn't know crap about crap,
Right.
and just talking so much nonsense.
Yeah,
They don't know anything about anything.
Right.
They lose their crap because McDonald's is out of barbecue sauce.
Mm-hmm.
They can't compose themselves. What are you going to do when something major happens?
Right.
The screen on your phone cracked and it's the end of the world?
Right.
Are you kidding me? But if you were, I like to use the example of samurai. If you were samurai trained in a deadly weapon, not only trained, you're a master in it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to duel another master, and you're standing across from each other. This is the dualistic side of not being able to hold your composure because of something trivial. Because you have to be calm and cool and collected. So for me, this warrior mindset is trying to use, maybe you don't have to be involved with fight sport necessarily.
Right.
But you can find this in so many other ways that you just learn that detail. You're basically told you're on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's coming to save you.
Nope.
It's your responsibility to figure this out. You've got an array of options. Go start dabbling
Mm-hmm.
with, play some soccer, do something I think physically we have to do something.
Right.
We have to challenge ourselves physically.
Right.
And it translates to something inside of us, to our chemistry, to our brain, in this progression. Like, whoa, 6 months ago,
right,
this is where I was, and now, and you start taking these progressions, these wins, and saying, I can translate this
to other areas,
to my relationships,
life.
to my my
decision making, and like you can make better choices for yourself because you've had little wins. And the one thing we can control is how we move our body. You know, it is a choice, and it's a blessing that we all can get up and take 2 steps and 1 foot in front of the other to make.
But I think the big thing is that now you have a community.
Yeah.
And that is supporting one another, because women do that. Yeah. Women are complimenting each other.
Absolutely.
Where men are just angry and they can't even communicate with one another effectively. Right. They don't have the same friendships and bonds.
Yeah. And
so this is part of the problem. You have to have a community around you that's also complimenting and mentoring. And you know, if I have a problem with the alternator, I talk to before the internet, you talk to Uncle Jack, because he is a shade tree mechanic, and you collaborate and get insight. And so that's the only way I see men having any salvation, is these types of approaches, and it's the big thing. If your mission is everything you just spelled out, which is amazing, and I love the sober curious way to attract people, because I think it's such a powerful word, sober curious. Totally. And it's completely underused.
It's wild.
And
it's just I never knew that there would be like a sober curious community now and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it's great, like anything. But it is very empowering.
Yeah.
I just want to empower others, because I did so much hard work, and I know that others have that potential to do hard, good things and to become the person maybe they don't even know is possible.
That's exactly right. They don't know.
You don't know how good it is.
They don't know.
You don't know how happy you can be.
Don't know.
If you are searching for something and you don't know, and you are filling the void with everything external, just the power is in you.
Yeah.
And
And I love when talking about not knowing, it's such an important, by the way, I guess that means I'm looking for the how to be a man curious. But no, you don't know where you're going. You don't know what you're going to discover. When I started, my approach was an anti-inflammation strategy of eating so I could make the pain go away. I did not know I was going to learn calm. I did not know that it was going to change the way I saw relationships and what toxicity is and how to make boundaries.
Totally.
And I did not know that.
We weren't taught boundaries and these things.
I didn't even know the word.
No, I'd never heard of the word.
I never heard it.
I didn't know. We never, and it's like, I don't want to be like, oh, there's this victim you didn't know, but these things were not regulating your nervous system, controlling your emotions, tapping into,
feeling your emotions was a term that I what?
Men, were taught you don't show your emotion, but what we all have is inside this beautiful vulnerability and setbacks. Setbacks
is where we learn.
Where we fall, where we make mistakes, where we fuck up, fall on our face. It is the comeback, not the setback. It is the comeback.
I hear so many people.
And it makes me so happy, because then you know what? You have a commonality. If you fucked up and I fucked up, awesome, great. Okay, what are we doing now? You know what I mean?
But I think it's more about putting on a billboard. Yeah, this is mine.
Absolutely.
Nobody can hold it against you.
Yeah,
you know,
and you wear it proudly.
Yes.
It's your badge of honor.
Yes.
And that is why maybe now I'm, 7 years clean, 6 years sober. Now I am like, I want to wear that so proudly because, I have worked every day to some days are good. It doesn't mean life's problems go away. No, but now I'm like, hey, at least I am good.
They're much better managed.
I can manage my life now.
Yes.
I could not manage my life. I was the absolute chaos. So there is a calm in that chaos. It is a beautiful, calm peace. I am peaceful as you can imagine. And that is something I can't get from external anything.
Yeah.
So it's really stripping you and saying like, hey, let's just start at ground zero and breathe and let this evolve to whatever it's going to
That's exactly what it is. I tell
be.
people, so some people think, I'm going to do this for 90 days and then it's over with. Or whatever.
Right.
It's hard to conceive for everybody to see that there is a path that you might take in life and you might not. But if you do it, if you decide you're going to take this step on whatever journey, sometimes there's a goal in mind. Sometimes, like if I tell you, we're going to Chicago, all the steps of the ways, the land and the landscape and everything changes. And in the same way, when you get across this plain and you look back and you start seeing people that are behind you, that haven't crossed, they can't get the perspective. Right. They don't know what it feels like we were just saying. Right. And you're trying to guide them. And then you see an academic trying to work with addicts, but they might know the map, but it's the recovered guidance that says the weather is like this, the landscape is like this.
Absolutely.
You're gonna find a big bridge that you better learn to build.
Yes. This is what the other side could possibly look like.
Right, and it's hard. I find it so hard to describe this to people, to get them to see. Yeah. I might show you something that looks advanced that you would think is a black belt, but you have to be a beginner.
You have to start there,
You have to start crawl.
Yes. You gotta
Not
crawl
only is it crawl,
is it
okay? It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing, and it might not even feel. The legs are. Yes. And
you're total shit at the beginning, but you're doing it.
Yes.
And that's okay.
Yes.
It is okay just to be where you're at. And that's when you need that community. You need that support of others just to say, hey, we're doing it. Like, we're doing this. It doesn't look great every day. It's not polished. It's not pretty all the time.
It's really sloppy in the beginning. It's awkward.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got some pictures. Oof. I mean, I don't even look like myself. I just haven't shared those yet on my Instagram and stuff, but it's a long road and there's ups and downs, but your brain is rebuilding.
Yes.
Your brain, all those synapses have to fire off, and that's how you become who you are meant to be, who you are just born beautifully and who you are supposed to be. And you don't know until you try the hard things. Just one step, and you never know what your potential could be.
Absolutely. You never know what can happen.
But
then again, that's what we were saying before we started recording, is it goes back to something that some people would call faith. And that's this flowing and just trusting that this is what I say about a higher power. I don't care what you believe. I don't care if you're Christian, Muslim, Shinto, whatever you name. I don't care if you're atheist.
Right.
The most hardest core atheist. None of these people can deny that we all came from the same creation origin point and energy, and that energy lives inside of every single one of us right now.
Yeah. And
we are constantly around it, and that we have a divinity in us, and we have a direct connection to divinity. And out of billions and billions and billions of possibilities of humans that could be on this planet, you're here now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Exactly.
Crazy.
And it would be irresponsible otherwise to live any other way, but kind of in line and in tune with that faith, and taking the step and trusting that you're going to, you might get off path, but the path is still there. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that will quit along the way.
Yeah.
When you see that in your students, when you see a student in boxing and you know, man, if that person would give this 6 more months or whatever, how do you intervene there and talk to people?
I think if it's my clients and we're talking about, accountability and sobriety, or whether I'm coaching and it's in fitness and everything, just keep going. Just show up. Just show up for yourself. You might want to quit, and because you might not see that result that you want to see, so you get discouraged. I want to lose weight.
I'm not a black belt yet.
I want to lose weight,
Right.
I want to feel good and have my sobriety. You're not there, but you just have to keep going. Just give it one more. Just show up.
Trust the process.
Trust the process.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's you show up for the group fitness class. You're going to. I help to just all right, I'll see you then. You constantly encourage people and support them. Ask, and if you need help, ask for it. Ask for it. Reach out to say, hey, just shoot me a text. So that accountability, having a support system, show up for yourself.
Prioritizing yourself.
You have to prioritize yourself. So I just tell everyone, just ask for help when you need it. And it's not always embarrassing because we're all struggling in something. Everybody is struggling. You might not see it, but everybody's got something.
Yeah. So
you just be vulnerable. Just be vulnerable and say, all right, I'm having a day, I'm having a moment, and but let's keep going. Let's go. Let's go. Get locked in. Let's go.
Right.
And it's just, you got to keep going. Don't give up on yourself. You never know what's on the other side.
Yeah, that living at that potential. I think if we, I think one of the ways I think about it is the details. Just pay attention to the details, and the results just happen.
Yeah.
That's how you got, let's say, fat.
Totally.
Is you there were some details happening.
I ate everything.
And it just went a direction. But if you start bringing mindfulness to those details, you can guide that direction, your momentum.
Yep.
And so, So, if people wanted to follow you, or if they wanted to know more about your group sessions, what would they do?
Well, people could reach out to me. I'm rebuilding my website right now. Okay. And so I'm excited about that. But you can reach out to me on Instagram. I've had my page for a long time, and I do a lot of, you can always DM me and stuff. I will check the, folder and everything, but reach out if you need resources, if you need some online coaching and support, we all need help. So everything is private, and I can coach you online. I have some out-of-state clients that I work with.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I've lived, a couple places and built some great friends, along the way. And stay in touch. Support. Ask for support. We're all in a community. It's cool. If you need styling help or you want confidence coaching, anything. I'm open. I'm available. I want to help others and just see where it flows. So Instagram, I'm Tad of Lifestyle, all one word. You can find me on there.
T-A-D, excuse me.
Tad of Lifestyle, all one word.
All one word.
Yeah, Tiffany Davis. So yeah, and Janie, I really appreciate this.
I think this
You're
is fun.
Awesome.
I really sense that this would be.
You need good energy. Putting good energy in the world.
Yes.
We need it.
The first time I met you, and I could feel the amazing energy and an amazing story to tell.
Thank you.
And I'm so happy.
Thank you. Same.
This is an honor to
Likewise.
hear.
I appreciate
For me
it.
to hear you sharing your story.
No, thanks.
So,
It's like this is the first time talking about it in, completion. So this is really, besides like my recovery groups and things, besides NA or AA meetings. So I really appreciate it, and hopefully maybe it touches one person is the whole point of life.
Yeah.
If you
That's
can,
all that matters.
if you can impact one soul, then you're doing something amazing. And so I'm very blessed, grateful to share today and to be here to share, because again, should be dead or in jail. So here we are, thriving, right?
Out of all of those eggs
Yes.
and possible sperm combinations,
Yes.
you're here right now. Do
Let's
something
go.
with yourself. Find yourself. You open yourself up to the possibilities of your potential.
Open up your
Yeah.
mind. Life is good. Life is beautiful, and you never know what you can do, and you never know what you can achieve, and you're your own superpower. You got it. So
You're your own You're the hero of your own story.
definitely.
Either the hero or the villain, but
Definitely.
you choose which one that is.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
so, guys, like, subscribe, please share if you think that this would help somebody that you know.
Thank you guys.
And we'll see you next time.
Peace.